Good morning friends, welcome back to Parnika tutorials. In this video, I want to discuss what is a local variable and what is a global variable, all these related concepts in detail for you. So I request everyone to watch the complete video for better understanding. First, let me discuss what is a local variable. A local variable is a variable which can be accessed or its scope is only within the particular function or within the block where you have defined. Okay, suppose let me take a simple example. You have defined a local variable a and assigned a value 6 within a function called add. Then this local variable a you can access only within this function called add only, or its scope or lifetime is only within the particular function. You cannot access this variable a outside this function. I hope it is clear for you. Now coming to the global variable. A global variable is a variable you can access or its scope or lifetime is entire program. Okay, so if you defined a global variable, you can access that variable in the entire program. Now let me discuss a simple example for better understanding of local variable and global variable. Let me take a small program. Okay, let me start with a variable a and assign some value 15 to it. Okay, and then I have defined a function called display. Okay, and then here I have written a variable a is equal to 6, and then I am displaying that print a value inside the function is a. Okay, are able to understand? So these are the two statements I want to execute whenever the user call the display function inside the program. Now let me call the display function. Okay, and then here I am printing the a value. A value outside the function is, you can write a, you should not end with a semicolon because it is a Python programming. Now this is a global variable. We can write here it is a global variable, and this one is a local variable. Okay, whenever the user execute this program, then this one a is equal to 15. So in a memory location where the variable a, you will get a value 15, and then you are calling the display function. Once you call the display function, the control will go to the function definition and it will execute this one. A is equal to 6. Here it is a local variable. Then if you print the a value, here you will get the output as 6. Once this statement's execution is done, the control will come here, and then it will execute the a value outside the function. What is the a value? It is a global variable. Am I right? Here there is no local variable a. So it will go for the global variable and it will print the global variable as 15. So this print will print the a value as 6, and this print a value it will print as 15 because there is no local variable. Now let me erase this statement. If I erase this statement and if I write only one statement inside the display function, now what value it will print? Now look at here, it will search for the a value. A is there in this function? No, it is not there. Then it will go for the global variable. Is it clear? So as there is a global variable a, it will display 15. What is my point here is that in a particular scope or within the definition of a function, first it will search whether a variable a is a local variable or not. If it is not, then it will search whether it is a global variable or not. If it is a global variable, that value it will print. If even it is not a global variable, then it will display an error for you. Suppose let's take that even if I erase this statement, then there is no variable a inside the function and there is no variable a outside the function, so it will give an error for you. I hope it is clear for you. Now let me discuss few more examples related to the global variable so that you will understand in a better way. I will write a statement called a is equal to 15. This is fine. Then def, I am defining the function and I am writing display, and here what I want to write I will write later. Then here I want to write display and then a value outside the function is a. Now here if you look at this one, if I write a is equal to 6 and if I print the a value, I will get the a value as 6 inside the display function. Now I want to access the global variable only. So print, okay, a value, okay, let me don't write from here because I need some space to write another statement. Print a value outside the, or in, sorry, not outside, it is inside the function is a. Okay, now look at here. If you look at what will happen, as there is no local variable, it will access the global variable and it will print the value as 15, and here also it will print the a value as 15. That is absolutely fine. Now let's take that I want to access this global variable. Directly I can access. I will write global a, then a is equal to some 10. Look at here, what will happen? Now a is a global variable. That global variable you are accessing here and you are assigning a value is 10. In that case here the a value will be printed as 10 and here also a value will be printed as 10. Previously global variable a is having the value 15. That we are modifying and we are making it into 10. So here it will print it as 10 and here also it will print it as a 10. Now as it is a global variable a is there, I cannot write a local variable here because already you have defined a global variable, so I cannot write a local variable. That is the drawback of this one. Now how I can overcome it? Because even if a local variable a if I write, then it will create an issue because global variable and local variable, because inside a particular function you can use a variable name only once. Am I right or wrong? Because you can define a variable only once. Suppose let's take that you have written a is equal to 6, then if you write a is equal to 5. Now these two are the local variables. First a value will become 6, then a value will be updated to 5. But I want to access the global variable a and also I want to access the local variable. That is not possible with this one. Now let me modify the code little bit so that we can access the global variable, or we can modify the global variable and also we can access the local variable also. Let me modify this one little bit. What I will do is that I will write some x is equal to globals, okay, of a. Now you need to specify which global variable you want to access. If you have more than one global variable, which one you want to access? Is it clear? Now if you find the address of the variable x and address of the variable a, both will be same. How can you access the address of any variable? You can write id of the variable name. Okay, if you print that one, you will get the address of the variable a. Similarly, if you want to print the address of the variable x, you can write here id of x and within the print. Then it will display the address of x and address of the a. Now if you observe it, both the addresses will be same. Okay, now I want to modify the value. Okay, suppose let's take that I am writing a is equal to 6 here after that one, and here what I am doing is that globals of A is equal to some 20. Then in that case, what will happen is that, see, we are accessing the local variable. Here A is a local variable and this one is a global variable. Then what will happen? Here A value will be printed as 20 because you have modified the global variable. Initially, global variable A is having the value 15. Now you are modifying into 20. So it will print the value 20. Now, if you look at here, this one will also print the A value as 20. So here you are accessing the global variable and also the local variable. So I hope you have understood what is a global variable and what is a local variable and how to write the programs related to it. If you still have any doubts, don't worry. I will discuss these concepts in the Jupyter notebook.
Now, let me define a variable a and assign the value some 16. Now, a is a global variable and I am defining a function called display. Okay, and then I am printing the a value inside the display function is, or let me write inside the function is, and then I am printing the a value. Now let me call the display function and here let me print the a value. A value outside the function is. Now if you observe it clearly, here the a value will be printed as 16 and here also a value will be printed as 16. Why it is? So that as it is a global variable, you can access the variable a inside the entire program. And inside the display function, you don't have any local variable, so it will be accessing the global variable. So if you run this program, you will get the output as a value inside the function is 16 and similarly a value outside the function is also 16. Now let me modify the program little bit. Here let me consider the a value is 10. Now here the a value is a local variable. This is a local variable and this a is now a global variable. Now if I run the program, this will print the a value as 10. As I said earlier, whenever you are calling the function and you are trying to display some variable or you are accessing some variable, first it will verify whether that variable has been defined inside the function or not, means locally have is defined or not. If it is so, that variable will be accessed. If not, it will access the global variable. Now this program will print the output as 10 and 16. Yes, it is printing a value is 10 and b value is 16, means a value inside the function is 10 and a value outside the function as 16. Now let me change the code little bit. A is equal to 16. Now I want to access the global variable inside the display function. Okay, let me write it as global a and I want to modify the a value to some 20. Okay, now in this scenario what will happen is that here also a value will be printed as 20 and here also a value will be printed as 20 because you are accessing the global variable here inside the display function and that value you are modifying it to 20. If I run the program, I will get the 20 and 20. A value inside the function is 20. Similarly, a value outside the function is also 20. Now, what I want to do is that I want to have a global variable and also I want to access a local variable inside this display function. Okay, is it clear? Now look at here how I will modify is I will write a is equal to some 19. Okay, a value inside the function, if I write it, it will print the output as 19. Now similarly, I want to access the global variable a and I want to modify the value of that one. So I will write x is equal to globals and which global variable you want to access. Let's say that you have more than one global variable. Then which global variable you want to access? I want to access the global variable with the name a. Okay, now I want to modify the value to that one, so I'm writing globals. Okay, and then which variable? A, that I'm assigning some 100. Okay, now if I execute this program, here I will get the value as 19, here the value I will get it as 100, because this global variable you are accessing inside the display function and you are modifying it. Look at here, now A is the local variable and also you are accessing the global variable. So local variable and global variable of same name you are accessing inside a one function. Now let me run the program for you. See, you got the A value inside the function is 19, A value outside the function is 100. I hope it is clear for you. If you still have any doubts related to the global variable and local variable, feel free to ask me in the comment section. I will try to clear your doubts as early as possible. Thank you for watching the complete video. Have a nice day.